Hi, I'm Ryan Waring and I am the rolling stock lead at D-Gauge.
Dave Hatt, I'm a vehicle dynamics engineer working at D-Gauge, and been doing vehicle dynamics for over 30 years now.
So there's three typical ways of modelling vehicles. Static, which as the name suggests, it is an outline that doesn't actually contain any movements. The second one is DG 501, which stands for Design Guide 501. This was a methodology created probably about 40 plus years ago, before computers became mainstream. And the final one, the one which we like to use and is widely accepted today, is dynamic gauging, which typically uses a program such as Vampire or Sympax. It's a multi-body simulation. And because of the computing power, we can actually run a model of a vehicle down a virtual track and measure all the movements.
My first introduction to gauging was using DG 501. I rapidly became aware that it wasn't giving us accurate results as the Vampire software that we were using. It started back in the late 90s. So nobody quite knew how to do gauging. A group of people got called down to London for a meeting, and Owen Evans, myself, David Johnson sat down, put our heads together and said, how can we provide accurate predictions of vehicle movements?
Vehicle dynamics affects the gauging outcome because we do have more confidence in the way vehicles are modelled, because we understand exactly how this vehicle can move, whereas previously we couldn't. So we were guessing, whereas now, because we have these better ways of modelling, we know exactly how the vehicle moves, especially if the model is validated against the real vehicle, which means the final outcome, you can trust the result that comes out. You know exactly how much clearance your vehicle will have against any specific structure, which then gives more confidence to the wider industry.
Vehicle dynamics has been used quite intensively ever since the 1990s for safety assessments of vehicles. By the late 90s we were beginning to use it for gauging as well, being able to fit bigger vehicles through existing infrastructure without contacting it. And in fact that was one of the validations of dynamic gauging, that we were able to model a few scenarios where there had been infrastructure impacts, and we were able to predict them, whereas the previous methods hadn't.
So in terms of the project management, we will handle everything. We want to take as much of the pressure, as much as the pain, away from the person purchasing the vehicle. So we will search through documentation. We will go out and source all of the drawings that we need, and we will take it from there, and if there is validation data, we will validate your model. We will then run your model along a virtual bit of track and get you dynamics. Then we can take those dynamics and run it against the infrastructure. And then we can create a draft statement of compatibility. One thing we do differently at D-Gauge is we don't take the intellectual property of what you buy. We give you the freedom to use the model you buy to take it anywhere you want, to do whatever you want in it. We are a company that believes in openness within the industry. We want to make the industry better, we want to make the modelling in the industry better, and we want just everyone to have more information, because that is the only way that the railway is going to increase its capacity. If we kept that information to ourselves, we are really hindering the potential of the industry and the capacity of vehicles on the network.
The thing that I enjoy about vehicle modelling using dynamic gauging is it's fun.
I enjoy the potential, so both for existing vehicles, so we are actually seeing a trend where existing vehicles that were previously modelled using two of the three older methodologies, actually they want this new methodology, they want Vampire, so they can go to more places.
And trying to model things better, make them more accurate, or make the models run faster is always an interesting challenge, something that I just enjoy tinkering with. So
another thing that we're I'm really excited about is new and novel vehicles. So we're seeing a lot more interesting designs. So the designs now are meaning that we can go higher speed, we can put more passengers on vehicles if it's a passenger vehicle. So this wasn't possible in the past because of the fact that we needed to include. So it's really pushing the boundaries of the network for the good. So yeah, this is a fantastic opportunity for D-Gauge, and we're really looking forward to expanding our already experts in gauging to move into dynamics. And we've got a fantastic team here who know what they're talking about and can really, really help the industry.